Pope Francis unveils a measure aimed at saving money. He says that he is cutting housing perks for cardinals and Vatican managers. The decision means cardinals and other high-level officials will no longer be able to live in Vatican-connected apartments for free or at special prices. The move comes 2 years after the Holy Father announced that he was cutting cardinals' salaries by 10%. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to see you as always. Can you tell us more about this decision from the Holy Father and why is he releasing it now?
Sure. So it's not a secret that over the last years, the Vatican has faced, let's call it, challenges when it comes to finances. For a long time, Pope Francis had made it clear that a change in the restructuring of the financial management is much needed. And in fact, he has changed a lot already. The news that from now on cardinals and church managers will have to pay for their apartments are only a small thing in a long line of changes that have happened and still will happen here at the Vatican in the future. Because almost exactly a year ago, on March 19th, Pope Francis announced the new apostolic constitution, Predicate Evangelium, which is Latin for preach the gospel, and which took effect in June last year. And this new constitution restructured, so to say, the Roman Curia, which is the church leadership. Changes to the financial management structures have happened in addition, and especially also with the latest motu proprio being issued just 1 week ago. The legal text, it's called Il diritto nativo, which is Italian for the inherent right, reaffirms that all assets owned by organizations of the Holy See may never be seen as private, but are public church property at the service of the mission of the church.
Andreas, how much money were you talking about here? And also curious, how much is the rent for cardinals or other high-level Vatican officials?
So, well, in summer 2022, when the Holy See released its financial numbers for 2021, the statement showed a deficit of around 3 million euros. However, the Vatican Secretariat for the Economy, the then prefect, they were quick to put the deficit into context. There were projections, they said, of a deficit of amounting to about more than 30 million euros or dollars. It turned out to be only a tenth of that. And against a balance sheet of several billion, 3 million are certainly not a lot. According to the Secretariat of the Economy, at that time, for the last couple of years, assets have been sold in order to avoid too big of a deficit. And the prefect of the Secretariat spoke of more than 20 million that are missing every year. A big liability that is looming over the Vatican finances is the pension funds of the Curia. There are commitments of close to 1 billion euros, which at this moment would not be sustainable in the long term. A problem that will only increase when the Vatican will be looking to hire more lay people into the ranks of the Curia who will have a certain pension and healthcare requirements. And this is something that the new constitution, which came into effect last year, is certainly facilitating, if not even pushing.
Well, Andreas, it sounds like the reorganization really appears to be necessary.
Yes, I would say so. Cardinals and church leadership will no longer enjoy free or discounted housing in order to meet the needs of the church in an economic context of particular gravity. These are not my words, Tracy. They can be found in a note from the new prefect of the Secretariat for the Economy, Maximino Caballero Ledo. Ledo's note asks everyone to make extraordinary sacrifice. Then more resources could be made available to the mission of the Holy See. And he's added also that it will be necessary to increase the revenue from the management of the real estate patrimony.
Well, Andreas, thank you so much for that report. We appreciate it as always. Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Thank you again.